Yo, turn it up. It's Gerod on the air, spitting truth in the booth. We ain't going nowhere. New Orleans City got us hard in the beat, but corruption creeping in, gotta take back the street. But corruption creeping in, gotta take back the street. From the French Quarter vibes to the Ninth Ward grind, he's the voice of the people, yo, he's one of a kind. Talking about the struggle, the hustle, the pain, but with each word he drops, he's bringing power to the game. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Try to silence the truth, but he's loud and clear. From the bayou to the block, everyone can hear. Got the people united, it's a movement, no doubt. With his mic in hand, he's breaking all the clout. City eat the official scheming, yeah, they playing it slick. But Gerod's on the line and he's ready to kick. For the schools and the streets, he's fighting the fight. With a heart full of passion, he's igniting the night. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. From the jazz in the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. In the streets to the gumbo pot, he's the pulse of the city, giving all he's got. Together we rise, united we stand. With Gerod on the radio, we're taking back our land. So tune in, y'all, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul. Yeah, tuning out, let the truth resonate. With Gerod on the mic, we're rewriting our fate. In New Orleans, the power is ours to embrace. Keep it real, keep it loud, let's uplift this place. Gerod on the radio, calling out the lies, bringing light to the dark, keeping hope in our eyes. He's the voice of the people, making changes unfold. In the city of NOLA, we're reclaiming our soul.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. This has become very repetitive.
Resonate with Gerod on the mic.
Why your lips all poked out? Very repetitive.
In New Orleans,
Sing along.
no. Keep it loud,
sing
let's
D.
lift this place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ain't he a hater? Well, he a hater.
What?
Hater. Just a straight hater.
That song should be like 2 minutes long.
It is 2 minutes
No,
long.
it's not.
It is.
That thing is 4 minutes and
You
something
said it
long.
should be 2 minutes long. It is 2
It's
minutes long.
3:59.
It's a whole song.
It's a long ass song.
Sometimes we need that time.
Thank you very much.
Uh-huh.
You too. You just got off your phone. I'm telling your business.
Okay.
Who was you talking to?
My friend Monica.
Donna.
She knows Monica.
Oh, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. It is, what's the day? Don't we keep asking that question?
Today is
Throwback
Thursday,
Thursday.
March 19th.
Thursday.
Some people like to say thigh day.
It's
Uh-uh.
Thursday. No, but it ain't Friday yet.
Because if you say thigh day, I'm thinking something else.
No. But you know, you full of it today. What's up with you?
Nothing.
What's going on?
Nothing.
Your wild oats need to be sown. What's going on?
Ain't nothing.
Yes, indeed. A lot of stuff happening in the world today.
Too bad you don't know what's
I
happening.
don't know a damn thing.
We're going to try to figure it
We're
out.
gonna
We're
figure
going
it
to
out.
muddle through. We're going
Yeah.
to muddle through. Let's start off talking about this teacher in St. Tammany, if we could. A St. Tammany Parish teacher was arrested Monday after students reported that Band-Aids were placed over their mouths for talking in class. This is according to the Pearl River Police Department. The teacher, 38-year-old George Serban, was accused of putting Band-Aids on 7 students ages 8 to 10 at Riverside Elementary School. Police said the incident was not consensual. Officers interviewed the children and learned that the children were scared and very afraid, police said in a statement. Parents were notified and wanted to press charges against him.
But put Band-Aids on him.
Yes, detectives obtained an arrest warrant for Serban on accusations of simple battery and cruelty to juveniles. Serban, represented by an attorney, surrendered to authorities Tuesday, March 17, and he was booked into the St. Tammany Parish Correctional Center.
Have mercy.
His bond was set at $7,500 for each charge.
Damn.
Yeah, now keep in mind, 7 to 8 children, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. And he was released Wednesday, according to jail records. Police say the case will be turned over to the St. Tammany Parish District Attorney.
Wait a minute. You said for each
For
charge?
each
Man,
charge.
on that
But
teacher's
7 or
salary,
8 kids,
he
so
spent the
each-
night in
each-
jail.
A charge goes to each child.
Yeah, 7 students. Okay, so
He
we're
spent the
talking
night in jail.
$7,500 for each kid, right?
That's what, $49,000?
Yes. Police say the case will be turned over to the DA. Officials from the St. Tammany Parish Schools in the DA's office did not respond for comment as of this writing. Pearl River police officers were in constant contact with the St. Tammany Parish School Board and worked together to come to a resolution of this incident as soon as possible. So what I want to know,
What's his name?
his name is Mr. Serban, George Serban. What I want to know from our listeners, who in many respects are Purple Knights, and remember when the Board of Education was used to discipline students, is this child abuse? Is this really simple battery
He
and
just wanted to
cruelty to
shut up.
juveniles?
I'm sending this out to all the juveniles.
I am stuck on Band-Aid brand, 'cause Band-Aid stuck on me. I am stuck on Band-Aid brand, 'cause germs won't stick on me.
Introducing
That was
Band-Aid
really on
brand
time.
antibiotic.
It was really on time.
You need Jesus.
But you know, I'm
Nah, he kicked
really
me back.
curious what other people think. I mean, I understand it was
That's
non-consensual,
That's not,
but is it really simple battery and cruelty to juveniles?
no. Tell them little kids to shut up.
Exactly.
And if they not paying attention to the man, he took it upon himself to get them. Okay, you won't listen to me, I'll make you listen.
He probably been telling them for days, if you don't shut up, I'm gonna put a Band-Aid on your lip.
I had a
and they
teacher.
kept talking.
I had a teacher in first grade when I went to Cabrini. Y'all got creepy crawler right behind y'all.
Oh Lord, don't. Why you tell her
Now, why
that?
would you tell me that?
Why'd you tell her
Why
that?
would you even
I
tell me?
want to warn you before it takes flight.
I don't even see it.
Yeah, no,
Why
it went the other way. It went the other way. It went this way.
But I had a teacher at Cabrini that
You went
taped.
to Cabrini?
Yeah, I went to Cabrini
I
for
went to Cabrini.
kindergarten and first grade.
I went to
I left
Okay.
because the teacher, my first grade teacher, you probably remember Miss Evil.
I do remember Miss Evil.
Miss Evil, as I called her. She taped my friend Danny into his desk. She
Taped
put
him
me
to
by
his
the Blessed Mother saying maybe she could help you out.
Let me tell you, at St. Francis Cabrini, I fully remember the discipline. And my friends who went to other Catholic schools also, recounted the discipline at their schools. That's why I guess I don't think this is a big deal.
You know, we might have been in the same class since we're the same age. We
Yeah.
might have been in the same class.
Yeah,
No,
might have been.
She
I mean,
would have remembered you.
Because I hit Miss Evil with my school bag when she threw me on the floor.
She threw you on the floor.
She threw me on the floor. I hit her with the school bag, and they called my mom and said, well, we're going to have to put him out. My mama said, why?
I'm sorry.
And they tried to lie and say something else, and the students told the truth.
I'm just sorry. The day's child could not have survived during our time.
Oh, no.
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 Because Band-Aids, they put a Band-Aid on your lip. They used to put masking tape
Yep.
and what's the gray tape?
Duct tape.
Duct tape on us.
Damn. Well, I mean, she duct taped my friend Danny into the desk.
And then
That was
I had a
mean.
teacher in the second grade. Her name was Miss Wright.
She was wrong, huh?
Miss Wright was wrong most of the time.
Look, them nuns used to whip people with a ruler.
Miss Wright would grab you by the arms, both
Mhm.
arms like that, and swing you around. And swing you your feet would be off the ground and swing you around and let go.
So that explains why your
How
arms
do
was
they
wrong.
expect teachers to be able to maintain order and discipline in a classroom, with today's child, thinking that nobody can touch them and nobody can raise their voice to them and nobody can make them stand in the corner and nobody can isolate them and here nobody can put a Band-Aid on their lip. I mean, what can you do to, get order and discipline in a classroom? I mean, and let's be honest about it. Today's child really gives you a lot of lip.
The power of discipline has been taken away from the teacher.
I think so. I mean, I don't know.
Putting
y'all.
a Band-Aid on a child's lip, and they say, "Okay, we're gonna give you. We're gonna say that's an assault."
Simple battery and cruelty to juveniles.
I just don't think so.
And I heard Dr. Abair on another station saying that today's child, there are studies showing by JAMA that their brains are formed differently and they can't take the same type of discipline that we had as children. And, so they get a pass. So there it is on the news right there. I mean, Pearl River teacher facing charges.
I'm sorry. I just think that's an excuse, especially when we are seeing these kids, and that's not all of them. I don't want to put everybody in the same boat, but when we're seeing these kids that are just ganging up on one another and having fights on the bus, even a part of the country, I forgot exactly where this is. I have to look it up. Little 14-year-old girl just she died because they ganged up on her off the bus and beat her to death.
Well, remember the case down here where the mother and the daughter were fighting the bus driver.
Yep, that wasn't too long.
That's
How
what
many
that shows you
people
where they get it
remember
from.
A child cusses and they wash their mouth out with soap.
A teacher.
I'll put red pepper on their
Ooh,
tongue.
That's why I like
I
Tabasco.
thought you were talking about my mama.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's why I
look,
like Tabasco.
Let me just say, I want to say this. In Louisiana, the two charges that were cited were simple battery, which is defined as any intentional, non-consensual physical contact. That's how it's defined in the law.
Non-consensual.
Yes. And cruelty to juveniles is defined as mistreatment or neglect that causes unjustifiable pain and suffering. So you don't have to leave a bruise to commit a crime against a child.
Yes, indeed.
That's
Under Louisiana law,
Shoot.
fear, intimidation, and emotional distress count. And when a teacher, someone in a position of authority, uses physical control like that, the law takes it seriously, apparently. And because this teacher did intentionally and without consent place the Band-Aid on their lips, they are calling that simple battery.
I do think that children respect you more
When you
When-
knock them loose,
when you let them know that
You
I'm
ain't-
in charge.
you ain't to be played with. My mama was like that. She was a teacher at Craig.
But you wouldn't have to worry about them for the remainder of the year.
Yeah.
With this, kids will try you.
'Cause-
Your own kids are going to try you at some point.
My mama had a pointer that she used to use to point the boy. Any student could tell you that was in her class. She would tear your legs up if you tried to cross her. She told my teachers, knock him loose. I'm talking about me.
Coming up in Sandra and Alvarez Pecho's house, you did not talk back to adults.
Oh no.
You would get that slipper. My mama had a
Daniel
mean
Green.
slipper. Okay? You would get that slipper. It was not a pleasant situation. My daddy would also handle up on you. So, I just don't understand when I'm watching kids go back and forth with parents these days. because parents now want to allow them to express themselves and allow them to express their opinions and give them room to be, independent and go back and forth with them. It makes my nerves.
Now you know
bad.
that don't
I'ma
fly in a
tell you.
black household.
When I hear a child going back and forth with a parent, it makes me want to jump in.
Yep.
You sit back. I take care of this for you.
Well, I gotta tell y'all, this
like
new
Brandon
age of parenting is different. I watch my daughter and my son-in-law parent my grandkids, and Emil and I sometimes we both are like, "Oh, it's time for us to go home," because it's going too far. There's too much conversation. They don't use the line we used to use, "because I said so." Why? Because I said so. That was the end of it. We didn't keep going back and forth because I said so.
Because I told my grandson he had never really been my daughter. I don't know why she doesn't like to really, really discipline him. When they came here from Jersey, he tried to act a fool with me. And he made this face. I said, boy, you better straighten that face before I knock it off and it hits the floor.
How many of us heard coming up, "I'll give you something to cry about"?
Oh, shoot.
You better stop or I'm going to give you something to cry about. You
Yup.
better fix your face.
Fix your face.
Fix your
Fix your
face.
face.
I used to get fix your face.
Donna used to tell him, I'm going to knock your lips on the floor.
That ain't too far. She tell me that now. You better fix your face.
I do tell you that now. I do tell you
There ain't
that
that
now.
much fixing in
And
the world.
Guess what I do? Oop. Oop.
Well, I don't know, y'all. I guess, kids and parents are different. But I know how we were disciplined as kids is now considered abuse. I don't know. But
My mama was
my
bit.
husband on many an occasion, particularly with my youngest, we used to have to pull that car over. Emil would say, "If you keep it up,
Well, I've had that
I'm
happen.
going to pull this car over." And he would pull that car over and try to wear her out and wear out the other two in the interim because she's jumping like a ninja in the back seat while he's trying to wear her out. She knew how to do that. But, we did not spare a ride in the Bagnera's household. We didn't have to do it with everybody.
Is
Brittany,
that what's wrong with our kids these
I don't
days?
know.
No
but with
discipline.
Brittany, you could just look at her. With Jessica, you could say, "I'm disappointed in you." And she was devastated.
So-
With Lauren, you had to pull that car over.
So I guess more folks believe that you should not spank or spank your
Shoot.
kids.
Wear 'em out.
Is that today's society? And then will parents get into a position where they believe that, that's hurting the child, that's abuse, da-da-da-da? Is it more parents feeling that way today instead of going back to the old way?
Well, they're reading all these books.
Mhm.
My daughter, before she had, my grandkids, she read all these books about parenting techniques, and then she sat down with us.
Written
when
by
we
a person
started
that's not a parent.
babysitting and said, "This is the way we're going to do it." And Emil and I were like, "Okay, that's the way we're going to do it." So when they're with us, we do it the way their parents want it done to a certain extent.
Shoot, you at my house,
To a
you're under
certain
my
extent.
rules.
Well, you notice I said to a certain extent. They don't get away with some of the stuff they might do down the street because my daughter lives down the street as they do at the Bagnera's household where we at. Because you're not going to do the same stuff.
This is
At
how
my
I
house.
am. My grandson was over here. Oh, Lord.
Get it, Wick?
I'm in the whole other
I
room.
had that
Tell
behind
Gerard,
me.
Gerard, kill
Get
the,
it, Wick?
kill the creepy crawler, please.
It's in there with you now. Oh, my God.
It's in
All I
there
can
with
tell
you.
y'all is, I don't know. Y'all tell me. I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say. Are children really that different? Do we have to have kid gloves with them on the time? Do we have to talk about everything ad nauseum? Can you no longer put them, against the wall to think about the consequences of the situation? Is that abuse too? Thank you.
So
Is
did
that
you-
abuse too?
But do you think that you know what happens when you go to school and somebody done told you that they didn't put their hands on your child? Oh, I know you ain't put your hands on my child. I know he didn't do that to my child. This is what this comes down to. Because putting some tape, Band-Aid on a child's lip, that just shows me that a child has been acting up.
Insolent. They've been insolent. They've told them a few times. They didn't listen. They might have told them a few days, a few weeks. They didn't listen, so then they did what they could do. And who knows, the teacher might have been in a joking mood, like, I'm going to put a Band-Aid on your
A
lip. Keep it up.
Band-Aid, though. I'm talking about a
That's
Band-Aid.
funny.
I'm not even talking about tape. This is a Band-Aid. This ain't. This is not a offense to put somebody in jail. They are ruining this man's career.
Well, yeah, because now he's been charged with simple battery and cruelty to juveniles. When he goes on his next job interview,
He can't get a job.
he's gonna have to disclose. Yes, I have been accused of simple battery and cruelty to juveniles.
My mom used to tell the teachers, knock his butter loose if I did something.
Oh, my parents used to tell me, don't let them people call me.
Bruh.
If them people call me, we got a
Trouble.
problem.
We had a principal. He was assistant principal in my elementary school. He had an effect on me if I'm talking about my elementary school. His name was James Kelly. He was the assistant principal, and he basically would walk the hallway and sit there and pull his pants up all day long. What you doing out of class? And he would paddle you. That's when paddling was in school. I had never been paddled by this man. I stayed out of trouble, but I was in the boys' bathroom, and two boys got to fighting in there. And I was coming out of the stall, getting ready to go wash my hands, and he walked in. What you doing in here? Y'all fighting up in here? You gonna get it? You gonna get it? Come here, you gonna get it too, because you were in here. I said, Mr. Gelly, I ain't had nothing to do with this, nothing at all. That's all right, you were still here. You should've
Guilty
been
by
in class.
association.
Guilty by association. Took us in the AV room where they kept all the audio-visual equipment. Bent us over, had that paddle with them holes in it.
Ooh, not
Ooh,
the
you
holes.
can hear that thing whistling. Woo, woo, pow. He hit me twice and felt like my whole backside went through my stomach and came out. That man took a swing, boy. You know how you cry and nothing come out?
Yeah.
When you just go, oh! For 10 minutes.
Right.
Nothing came out. Nothing came out. And then I had to breathe. And all the rest of it came out. But I was like, and then I guess the worst part about that was not the worst part. You know what the worst part was?
He told your mama.
My grandmother worked at the school.
Ooh.
Oh, you embarrassed her in front of them people.
So
And she don't care if you were innocent or not.
So when I went back to class, she came to the class to get me out the class. So she said, "You're gonna get worse when you get home." I was not a problem child. Not like that. I couldn't stand
Well, believe it or not, I was a talkative child.
No.
No,
So
really?
I would get in trouble for talking too much. So
What?
this story does hit home with me because
What?
I have always been very vocal.
No.
But I believe, I was just practicing my future skills as a litigator. I would speak up for myself and I would speak up for my classmates,
And
even
everybody
as
else.
a child, and everybody else.
There you go.
Exactly.
Sure.
But I got to tell y'all about the one time CPS came to the Bagneris household in English term.
What?
Yes. So Emil and I raised one Academy Award-winning actress named Jessica Bagneris.
I'm going to tell Jessica.
And Jessica Bagneris had been cutting up in school and not doing what she's supposed to do, not doing her homework in particular, and then hiding the homework slips when the teachers would send it home to say she hadn't done her homework that we needed to sign. And so when the teacher finally told her, if you don't get these things signed, you're going to be in trouble. So Jessica came home. She gave me 2 of the slips. I signed them. Suzette Bagneris. I told her, let me find out. You get another one of these slips, it's going to be me and you. Well, she got another slip. So what did she do? She didn't get me to sign it. She decided she was going to sign my name herself.
Bad move.
Well, what she signed, instead of putting, S. Bagneris, as I signed my name, or Suzette Bagneris,
You put Pesho?
she put Suzette B. Because you know how children sign their names like Jessica B.
That's where you got your DJ name from?
Yes.
That's
So
Susan
she
B,
put
boy.
Suzette B. So she goes to school and the teacher says, Jessica, did your mother sign this? Yes, ma'am. She said, are you sure
And she lied.
your mother signed this? Yes, ma'am. This does not look like your mother's signature. Let me show you what your mother's signature looks like. She pulled out the other slips. Jessica said, yes, but my mother was in a rush because it was her birthday. And we were having a birthday party.
She went
and
down
there
the
was a
rabbit hole.
clown.
She
and
went
blah,
down the
blah,
rabbit
blah,
hole.
and she went on and on and on. So the teacher calls me up, tells me, Miss Bagneris, not only did Jessica not get her homework slip signed, but she also, created an extensive lie to cover her tracks on signing your signature. So that girl came home, and we were headed to Disney World the following week, and I told her, you're not going. The rest of the family is going, and you're going to stay home. You're going to stay home by yourself because you're going to learn how to behave. Well, that girl went to school and told them people that the whole family was packed and we were leaving her at home by herself for an entire week.
And they call CPS.
And the next thing I know, knock, 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 CPS shows up at my door
Oh, no.
to see if we were really leaving this child home for a week by herself.
Wow.
I was hot as fish grease.
Oh,
Hot
boy.
as fish grease. Emil took everything out her room, took the door off.
I was going to ask if you took the door off.
The only thing she could do was sit there and read. She had books, and that was the only thing she could do.
Oh, Jessica.
Oh, yeah.
See,
She was the one. She was the one.
My mama dared me to call Child Protective Services because she had 3 tools of mass destruction, or ass destruction, as I called them. The Daniel Green slipper, the back scratcher, and the Hot Wheel track. And she
What was the third one?
Huh?
What was the third one?
Hot Wheel track.
Oh, the Hot Wheel track.
Oh, that's the
Oh,
worst
that's the
one.
worst.
Yeah. I could deal with the Daniel Green slipper. Back scratcher, it stung, but that Hot Wheel track
That
was
Hot Wheel
a
track
mother.
for leave marks.
Woo! She got finished tearing me up one day. I said, I'm going to call them people. She got that phone and said, here, call them. And I'm going to dial them while I whoop you. And she whooped me some more. I never, ever said that ever again in life.
My mama was she was terrible. She had played the psychological games, go outside and get your switch. And you better not come
Ooh.
back with a little
Oh,
one.
my
That was my
grandmother was
grandfather.
good for the
That was my
switch.
grandfather
And my
right there.
great-grandmother. They
Yeah.
were good for the switch.
Peel the bark off and the little twigs.
And then you'd be sitting out there talking about something and then be making that little whistle noise, be scaring the crap out of it. So that's the psychological game. And she talked to you in syllables when she whip you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they spell the
You
words out on
better
it.
You
not
never
do
do that again.
Yup.
I mean, like, can you hurry up? But you just say what you got to say and get it over with. And,
But look how we've evolved, y'all.
Yep.
We've gone to all of this.
Well-
And I remember being in Catholic school at Ursuline, they would make you kneel down to see how long your skirt is.
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah, because that skirt had to be at the knee. So if that skirt is above the knee, then you're getting a demerit. Either kneel down in the hall, let them check the skirt length. I mean, but now I'm looking at these kids. They got on tennis skirts
Yeah.
masquerading as school uniforms. I just don't understand. I mean, have we let it go too far? Is the line a little bit too blurry?
The adults have lost control.
Yeah.
the inmates are running the asylum.
Yup.
There you go. All right, let's take the break here. We'll come back. We'll take some of your telephone calls too. 504-582-9422. And we'll be right back.
Late nights are made for chillin', and you can do just that every Sunday night at 10 p.m. as DJ Wick brings you The Love Zone. It's the perfect way to top off your weekend with your favorite old and new school ballads. So sit back, relax, and let DJ Wick take you to the Love Zone on WBOK and on the World Wide Web at WBOK1230.com.
Tired of the impersonal, one-size-fit-all style of banking? You deserve a bank that delivers exceptional service and personalized attention to your needs. That's the Home Bank Standard. Since 1908, Home Bank has been a trusted financial partner for businesses and families because we go the extra mile to help you reach your goals. See for yourself why Home Bank is good for business, good for life. Stop by any New Orleans area location or find out more at home24bank.com. Home Bank, member FDIC.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Welcome back. PTSD Thursday.
Brandon
That's
Sterling
what
cracks
Brandon
me up.
said.
He
Oh,
cracks me
what
up.
you say, cousin?
Hey, cuz.
What's going on?
I like to brag on being 79 and a half. We could share a whole bunch of growing up stories, no events, real stuff. But I want to speak about some grandparents. This lady had whipped her grandchild and went to school and told his teacher that his grandmother had whipped him. So she get a phone call, come to the school. Well, she thought something had happened to her child. She came to the school. He in the principal's office. Well, she ready to deal with what's in the principal's office. Police, social worker, and the principal's office with her grandchild.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I heard you whipped him. She said, I sure did. But I thought something had happened to him. I left my pot on the stove. She went home, got that plastic bag, put all the little stuff in it, walked back to the school and said, here, you raise him. Now he went, he said, no, babe, you too grown for me. Your mama in jail, and I was trying to help you. So they had to end up taking him because she gave him up. Said, nope, I'm finished with it because grandparents don't have to raise children.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my children accuse me of being too lenient and too hard on the grandkids all at the same time. So they laugh because, I will allow my granddaughter and my grandson to do things that they were not allowed to do. Like when Lily was 3 years old, she and I were playing Tea Party with the real China, with the good China. And Brittany came home and said, we never ate on that. We were never allowed to eat on that. And you allowing her to play Tea Party with that.
So you did a comparison almost like she was like,
they
offended.
always bring it back to me. You let them do something you didn't let us do.
Right.
But at the same time, too, though, when it comes to mouthing back, we're not allowing that at our house. So I don't know how. I guess grandparents get accused of being too lenient and giving too much discipline all at the same time.
Yeah.
Look. Gee, let me tell you this one. The guy told his son, she said, you can't go out tonight because you didn't do X, Y, Z. The boy called the police. His daddy beating up on him. When the police come there, what's going on? He said, I did not hit him. Yeah, he didn't want me to go out tonight. The daddy said, I'm going to give y'all something to arrest me for. He said, I knocked that fool out, and the police were turned around and said, I ain't seen nothing.
They had a skit on. They had a skit on social media where the little boy, evidently, he's starting to understand that if your parents seem to want to discipline you, he had to be like 6 or 7 years old. Call 911, and he called 911. And when the cops got there, he started explaining to the police why he called 911 on his mama. The cop looked at the mama, called the little boy out, and said, if you call 911 on your mama again because she disciplined you because you did something back, I'm going to come back over here with my belt. And we're going to have us a good old-fashioned time. Made the little boy cry and then told him to go inside. And he gave the mother his personal cell phone and said, if he act up, call me again.
See, when you have real people enforcing the law, they understand it. And the question the point I want to make, we're raising wimpy children. And because we haven't gotten too soft as parents. Gee, let me tell you something. I was out in, just say, Walmart. This white lady had a dog leash on her child And I thought that was so animal-like.
Nah, that's some white
These
people
boys
stuff.
on the floor, all under the clothes rack and all that kind of stuff.
We all seen that one. Don't think you the Long Range on that. We all seen that one.
I'm just telling you. I just said, when I saw it, this was many years ago. I said, you know the rule. Hand on a mama's skirt or that basket. Take it off and watch your behind slide across that floor.
I've seen a couple of people put the leash on the child, and I was like, no, we ain't going to do that one. That's not us. We're not doing that one. I've never seen any of us do it, but I have seen other folks do it. Made me say, nah, I'm not putting no leash on you. You know, your mama told you, if you're not somewhere around me when I turn around, it's going to be a problem.
Gee, put some in that basket that wasn't supposed to be in that basket.
Right.
Yes, indeed.
That part. That part. Or make a scene because you didn't get what you wanted in the store.
Keep quiet.
Woo!
Don't touch nothing.
Don't touch
ask
for nothing. Don't ask for nothing. Don't say nothing.
Yep.
And a couple of other nothings.
Look, our old-fashioned discipline, did it kill us? No. It made us a better person.
I just don't
Yes.
think today's kids could stand going through what we went through.
I disagree.
I
It's
don't
the
think
way
so.
they're raised. But
Today's
see,
kids are
look,
too soft.
Look. Do you know why when your mama looked at you, you checked yourself? Them little terrible 2s and 3s. We do not remember as a child 2s and 3s. See, when I brought my kids home from the hospital, I introduced them to our house. And I said to them, don't get too familiar because you won't be here long. They're looking at me grinning and everything. But see, I checked them when they was little. So when I have to look at them and just say something, they know Daddy don't play. My daddy didn't play with us. I was not playing with my sons because I just knew those boys were going to be taller than me. And they were. They're 6'2", 6'3". But they checked, let me say, they got to my height in junior high school. And then this the funny part. I told him, Mama, make sure you buy those boys some nice clothes. They will hand me up to Daddy because they outgrew them, but Daddy sure wore them. I had more tennis shoes.
So you don't think today's kids are too soft? You think they're too
Oh, I
soft?
think they're too soft.
I think they're too
I think
soft.
they're too soft. I can tell you, before I would take mine to a birthday party, I'd pull up in front of the house and I would sit in that car for 5 minutes giving a bunch of instructions of what they better not do at this birthday party.
Better not ask for nothing.
I would have a list of things that they better not do at this birthday party before we got out the car.
Better not ask for nothing to eat. And you better not be in the room. See, we would have to tell, because you had to go to some of your family's cookouts and stuff. All of us have that one uncle or that one person, that special person in our family that you don't want your kids to be around.
Yeah, don't hang around with Uncle Juju.
You better not be around Uncle Boo Boo, because Uncle Boo Boo got a little problem. I better not catch you in a room nowhere by yourself with Uncle Boo Boo. What's wrong with Uncle? Don't ask no questions. You do what I say. Okay. But Uncle Boo, I said, don't go around Uncle Boo Boo by yourself.
Joe Ken is asking about the skirt game at Ursuline. Let me tell you about that skirt game at Ursuline. While we were at school, the skirts were on your knee. On the walk to the bus stop,
Height them up.
we would all be rolling up those skirts.
Oh, my goodness.
Making those skirts shorter so we could look like the girls from McMain across the street by the time we got on the bus. By the time we got to the St. Aug bus stop, you better believe the skirts was higher. By the time we got to New Orleans East on the bus, them skirts were back down because you better not get off that bus looking like no hoochie and your mama see you. So, we played that skirt game.
All right, cousin, I got to take these other calls.
Hey, G.
Yep.
Look, give me this special moment. Yesterday, after I made my remark, a person called behind me checking me. And I hope he's listening. He does not know how to do what we call micromanaging and how you manage people when you have a group of them working. He have not been where I've been, nor I know I see what I've seen. This is the second time that he didn't want to criticize me. I do evaluation and validation.
Just let it go.
I own the company,
Sometimes you just got to let it go.
that I ran, worked with people. So I know how to work.
All right.
I know when they got two crews of people.
But listen
Thank
to
you.
me.
I just want to get to
Sometimes
the
you just
point.
got to let
I
it
hope
go.
you're listening.
All right. I got to go.
Thank you, cuz.
All right, Miss Julie. Miss Julie?
This is Julie. Hey, y'all.
Hey, I can barely hear you.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
There you go.
Speaker, and how is that better?
Yep, that's
Can
better.
y'all hear me better? Okay, I'm in the country, so hopefully you can hear through. Suzette, I thought I was going to have to call you last night. The job that I do, I'm not going to say where I work, but I deal with children and peoples in houses. I walked in and grandchildren cussing out and seen one push the grandmother. And I'm like, where do these new kids come from? No respect, period. The grandparents are very elderly, and they were just like yelling at them. And I'm surprised they haven't called on me yet. I'm like, not in my lifetime, not while I'm on this watch.
Oh,
I
tell
said,
you.
I might be in somebody's jail. Go ahead.
Well, I can tell you this. I think, and this is just my opinion, I think that now some black kids are starting to model some behavior they saw in white households. Because when my daughters were going to co-ed schools coming up and playing with other kids in the neighborhood, they would go to those houses of the white kids, and the kids would be yelling and screaming at their parents. My daughter, same daughter, the actress,
Oh Lord,
came home one time and called herself yelling at me.
poor Jessica.
And Emil had to get her before I got her. Emil had to say, "You must have forgot your mama is black. You must have forgotten." And so she starts saying, "Well, so and so, says that to her mama, and you must have forgotten that your mama is black." But now I am starting to see in the streets black kids yelling at their parents. I didn't see that when I was coming up. I think we knew better.
Absolutely. I'm in the same age category as you guys, but I kind of think I'm 21 sometimes. But I would have been looking for teeth.
Me too.
I would have not had any hair, no behind, for just grunting smacking my teeth or grunting.
My parents were not tennis players, but they sure knew a backhand. Never played tennis a day in their life, but they knew a backhand.
Oh, absolutely. And my generation, my kids, still, nope, they're not going to do that. But
so let me ask you this question: How close were we to child abuse?
Well, according to the definition that's being espoused today, we were all abused. Right?
Yes.
According to this definition that got this teacher arrested, we were all abused. Okay? Because if you look at it, we were all victims of simple battery, any intentional, non-consensual physical contact. That seems to cover everything we've been talking about.
But a child doesn't have a say so. So
apparently they do. Apparently they do. This teacher was arrested. So any intentional, non-consensual physical conduct is a simple battery.
But I think
mistreatment or neglect that causes unjustifiable pain or cruelty is cruelty to a juvenile.
So again, with this case, now I don't know the ins and outs of this case, but to me, what I'm hearing is the child has gone home and told the parent what happened.
Right.
And the parents then complain and come back to the school, and the principal has moved it on to a physical issue where the police had to be called.
Absolutely.
That's my synopsis of the whole thing.
I'm sure that's what occurred. But if you follow the definition for which this teacher has been charged, okay, I think everything we have described coming up is considered simple battery and cruelty to a juvenile.
And you know what else I can remember too in high school, especially I'm talking to the young men that played sports. The coaches. The coaches would grab you and put their hands on you if you ain't doing right, especially in football.
Yep.
And how comfortable are you as a teacher with implementing discipline in a classroom where these kids can go home, say you did something, and the next thing you know, you're being arrested?
I just think that we are living in a world right now where the kids are soft. I'm not going to sit up here and call them anything else. They're soft, and I think we got it wrong because the kids are running the asylum, and the teachers are sitting back taking this crap and don't have no power, none.
I tell you something else I see now that I really didn't see a lot of growing up. Young women being verbally abusive to older women. And I'm sure it's not just a women's issue. I'm sure it's a male issue too.
Well, that's what you're talking about, right?
I see. No, I
Yes.
see. Like
No.
if I'm at the Zulu Club, for instance, I might see a younger woman facing off with an older woman. And when I say older woman, I mean somebody over 65, right? And these women in their 20s cussing them out. I didn't see that when I was coming up. We were very respectful
All right.
to elderly people.
But Julie, isn't that what you're talking about?
No, she's talking about a
As in-
teenager mouthing off
Yeah.
at a grandparent.
Same difference.
Correct. One,
Yeah.
I had a teenager and an adult child. She's 21, so that did it. So it's neither one of them had respect for either of their grandparents, or even me as an adult in visiting the house. No respect at all. Period.
I'm gonna tell
No
y'all.
way on-
I told Gerod this. There was a young attorney who did a brilliant argument in court, but she was dressed highly inappropriate for the courtroom. She had on what I considered to be a club dress, and I just called myself being a mentor. And I pulled her on the side after she finished outside the courtroom. I went outside to talk to her, and I said, "Excuse me," I said, "I just want to let you know I thought you did a great job arguing your case, but I think the court will take you more seriously, and so will your opposing counsel, if you will wear something more conservative to court." You know, that girl told me F off.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
What court she practicing?
Well, she was down at Civil District Court when she did it.
Mm.
You know, and she's, you know, I mean, all the men who were in the gallery of the courtroom are looking because she's bending over at the counsel table in what I consider to be a club dress and a jacket.
She
And-
won too, didn't she?
Well, her argument was the best argument, but I think that she was not being taken very seriously by her opponent because she was inappropriately dressed. And so I thought, look, you know, I'm giving her some advice, somebody who's been practicing for 34 years. But that's what I got back. I mean, what's going on? What is going on? I mean,
It's a whole different world out here right now.
whole different world.
Yeah.
It
Julie,
started
thank you,
with
dear.
the participation trophies, where the kids, you can't tell them no, and they can't lose, and they can't accept.
Yeah,
defeat.
that's another thing to them participation trophies. I don't think they should get them either. They got to learn how to lose.
Yes,
Makes better character of them.
absolutely. All right,
Yeah.
y'all have a great day.
You too, dear. Thank you much. All right, more coming up, folks. Everybody hold tight.
Missed a show? Want to hear that guest everyone's talking about? WBOK is now streaming on all your favorite podcast apps. Just search WBOK Media, hit download, share with a friend, and don't forget to rate your favorite shows 5 stars. Because when our voices are heard, our impact grows.
Come celebrate the history, legacy, and culture of the African diaspora with the Congo Squares Rhythm Festival presented by the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation on March 28th and 29th in Louis Armstrong Park. Don't miss 2 full days of live musical performances featuring Chawa, Zigaboo Modaliste, Big Sam's Funky Nation, and many, many more. A variety of food vendors, handmade works of art, and the return of the highly anticipated Class Got Brass competition. This event is free and open to the public. For more information, visit CongoSquareRhythms.com.
Interest rates and inflation are out of control. Is your credit card debt also out of control? It's time to resolve your debt and take back control for a lot less than what you owe. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, then you need to call us right now. Debt Fix Pros can significantly reduce the amount you owe, and you could be debt-free faster than you think.
I knew we had to do something. Our debt was growing.
It was getting out of control, and we just didn't know what to do.
We saw an ad for Debt Fix Pros. We called, and they showed us how fast they could get us out of debt.
It really was amazing, and now we're back in control.
Call now, and we'll show you how easy it is to fix your debt. The call and consultation are free. Call Debt Fix Pros right now at 800-311-5977. That's 800-311-5977. 800-311-5977.
From the East Bank to the West Bank, WBOK is what New Orleans is talking about. WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back to the program. It is Thursday afternoon. The attorney extraordinaire in the building.
Thursday.
PTSD Thursday, y'all.
Yes, Lord.
Now, in another category of all them kids too damn soft.
All them kids too
I'll
damn
take
soft.
I'll take $500 for all them kids too damn soft, Alex.
Ding, 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 ding.
They're talking about in East Baton Rouge Parish moving the school day to begin much later, okay? Because they say kids really don't perform well when they're woken up so early.
Well, now that's not a bad idea. It really is not.
Yeah.
When I was coming up, we tried a new formula to school, and I thought it worked really well. And it was the trimester plan, where you went to school longer days, and you got out of school at 4 and 5 o'clock. But at the end of the year, while everybody else was in like May, June going to school, we were out in, I think it was like March and April.
Well, look what they're
End of the
saying.
year.
They are saying that teenagers are not wired to wake up at 5 or 6 in the morning to get to school for a 7:10 a.m. start time. So they're suggesting that the school day start at 8:30 to 8:45.
Mm-hmm.
And, they'll just stay a little bit longer because they say that, biology shows that during adolescence, sleep cycles shift later. Kids naturally fall asleep later at night. Their brains are still developing. So when school starts at 7:10 a.m., what are we really doing? We're forcing kids to function while sleep deprived. And sleep deprivation in teenagers leads to lower academic performance, behavioral issues, mental health struggles, higher absenteeism. So when people say they need to be more disciplined, no, what they need is more sleep, is what they're saying.
When I was at St. Aug, homeroom was for 8:15, and the first class didn't start till like
8:30?
8:30.
Yep.
I mean, I came from the east, so I had to be on the Express 93 at 6:45.
Right.
Because that traffic was hell going downtown.
Yeah, we started at
So-
Ursuline at 8.
Yeah,
And
so-
I had to leave home
What
real
school
early to get
starts
there.
at 7:10? I don't know of any school that starts at 7:10 in the morning.
Yeah.
Well,
Where
I'll
is
tell you,
that?
just because of the way that the public schools were set up here, which still hurts my heart for these kids. These kids are getting on a bus at 5 and 6 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
and not getting home in the evening time until it's dark. They're not getting home until 7 and 8 o'clock at night because they got to ride from one end of town to the other side of the river on a bus. So it makes me ask the question about, what happened to the neighborhood schools when these kids can't get into school that is right beside their house, and they got to go all the way on the other side of the river just because you got on that one app system.
Well, the East Baton Rouge Parish School System says expanding later start times for middle and high school students, they believe it will reduce tardies. It will result in less absenteeism. There'll be fewer expulsions and disciplinary actions and better performance. They said kids will do better and show up better when they have more sleep.
I just think that we got too many experiments going on with our educational system. These experiments are being tried on public schools in areas that have mostly African-American students. I mean, they don't have a whole bunch of charter schools and whatever on the other side of I-12. They're mostly down here in the South where we have our African-American kids. Kim.
Good afternoon. How y'all doing?
Good. How you doing?
Great. You're talking to a gentleman who's taught school for over 25 years. And part of the problem, I think, I don't want to get way off subject because I do have some crazy stories for you. Part of the problem is they don't listen to teachers. A lot of this trickles down from Cade Brumley down to the superintendents, down to and I can tell you our superintendent has hardly any teaching experience, if that. So when we used to meet with him, that was our biggest thing. How long have you taught school, sir? And out here 7 years, 5, that kind of stuff. So that's part of the problem. But back to, I'm going back and play Jeopardy, whatever y'all playing. I won't talk about them crazy cheering for 500. Here's what's wrong with some of our crazy cheering in the school. I had a kid in my classroom on our 3rd floor who was peeing out the window.
It's raining.
The urinating, right?
Mm-hmm.
The urine was hitting the air conditions on the 2nd floor. The kindergarten kids down on the ground thought it was drizzling, so they playing in the pee. Yeah, it's raining. It ain't rain, it's pee. When I brought the young man to the office, slap on the wrist, back in my classroom. A couple of weeks later, this very same young man, now he had a little issue. That's why they put him with a man. He was a little, maybe 2 years older. He was supposed to be in 9th grade, but he was really in 6th grade. This young man told me I had to go to the bathroom. After the incident of him peeing on air condition out the window, I said, wait for me to finish, and I'm going to bring all the boys and then bring all the girls. Come on, man, I got to do he wasn't saying urinate. He's saying the bad word. I got to take a you-know-what. I got to wait a minute, son. I'm going to bring you in 2 minutes. Let me get together. I'm going to bring all the boys, then bring all the girls. So I didn't bring him fast enough. So this young man took out his penis in front of the class, turned around, and urinated on the floor. Slap on the wrist, back in the classroom.
There's something wrong with him.
And the people in charge, because they did nothing to him. Nothing.
Mm.
And it's out of control now. Teachers have no more control.
No.
You look at them too long. You talk to them too loud. It's crazy. It really is crazy.
But as the teacher, especially a man teacher, because I think a man teacher is a little bit different than a woman teacher, and I don't want to make it sound like I'm being chauvinist, but you as a man, you looking at that little young man, that little boy, I'm gonna call him little boy, and you're looking at him a little bit different than I think a woman would, because you're looking at him saying, I'm gonna teach you how to become a man, at least a young man, a respectable young man.
And that's why I was trying. I figured that's why they put him in my class. But every time you do something to help or try to mold him that way, you get stopped by the administration. One day I let him go to the bathroom by himself because he told me I'm better. He was gone a long time, so I figured he was making number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I go down to the bathroom. He got his feet jacked up on the stall, sitting on the toilet, smoking a cool cigarette.
Yes, indeed. How old was this young man?
He had to be 15 in 6th grade or 14 in 6th grade, something like that.
Smoking a cool cigarette.
A cool cigarette, a pack of cool. He was packing them. Pop, 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 pop. Put them in his mouth, lit that thing up.
And knew exactly what he was doing, huh?
Oh, yeah, like he was experienced, like an old man.
Yes, indeed. Good Lord.
But teachers' hands are tied, man. I coached in the public school system. We get problems with why my child ain't playing. The principal tell you, you need to play this child a little more. How you going to tell me to play this child more? I'm coaching this team.
Because the principal didn't want all the parents coming to them talking about, so my child ain't playing.
Right, but they're coming to me with that foolishness.
They ain't scared that because you hired. They're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Hate to say it that way, but that's what it is. But look, Kim, I appreciate it, man. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but
teachers go through a lot.
But I guess they brought in a new meaning of, hey, don't pee on my leg and tell me that it's raining outside.
So what I tell people, I'm not going back to the classroom because I did my time.
Oh,
yes,
yeah, you did your time. You did your time.
Kim, thank you, my friend. Appreciate you much.
All right.
All right, take care.
Take it easy.
All right, y'all. We'll take a break here for news and come back with more in just a minute.
campus of Xavier University.
Look.
WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
Here's what's trending this hour. Top U.S. intelligence and security officials returned to Capitol Hill today to outline threats facing the country. The House Intelligence Committee will hear from DNI Tulsi Gabbard, FBI Director Kash Patel, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, and others just a day after their Senate testimony. President Trump has called Iran an imminent threat as justification for going to war. I'm Bree Wood with What's Trending.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks.
We got kids peeing out the window, but the teacher can't put a Band-Aid on a lip.
Peeing out the window on the air conditioning unit while the little kids below are saying, "Ooh, it's drizzling. It's raining outside."
But the teacher can't put a Band-Aid on.
Could you imagine how many teachers that listen right now that could call in
And tell a story. Absolutely.
They all got stories.
I just saw Shannon Swift online was saying that she had a child tell her that she wanted to be a housewife of Atlanta when she grew up. I went to a career day about 2 years ago at an elementary school, and I was asking the kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? And one of the little girls told me she wanted to be a stripper.
You need to shoot a little bit higher.
Well, then. And then last year, when I was asking kids at a high school career day what they wanted to be when they grew up, they all wanted to be social media influencers. A lot of them wanted to be social media influencers.
Mm-hmm. Now, that is a real job.
It's a real job.
But not everybody's going to be successful in that. Yeah, I mean, the ones that are successful are usually millions and millions of followers and getting paid for doing so. But nah, that's not a
career
real
days are
thoughtful
very different
job.
now. They're very different. I've been doing career days since I started practicing law, and in the very beginning, what kids were interested in going to hear about is much different than what they want to hear about today. Today, they want to hear about jobs where they don't have to go to school for a long time. They don't have to work very hard. They don't have to work long hours, but they make a lot of money.
Well, I can understand when they say they don't want to go to school for a very long time, and it's not because I don't think they want to learn. I think that the financial issue of going to a predominantly well-off school to get education, have we really sat down and tried to evaluate how much money you're putting into this education? Are you getting that type of money back by what you are getting paid? I can remember it was, I think his last year as president of the United States, that Barack Obama was talking about. He was just finishing paying off his student loans. And he the president of the United States. And I'm like, geez, I wonder how long that money was, But I'm also looking around and saying to myself, more kids today are going to, I guess, schools that don't have that predominant Yale, Harvard sound or title behind them, so that they can get the education and not have to pay so much to go to these predominantly more education or the words of
They're not
Yale.
going to the Ivies because they don't want to have to pay for that. Right.
And more kids are deciding that that's not for them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What you say, Chuck?
Yes. Good evening to you again, to you three.
What's going on in Monroe? What's happening?
Nothing much. The Louisiana Yankees doing fine up this way. My reason for calling, what you all were just talking about, my mother's a retired teacher. She taught at historically black high school here, Carroll High School, for 25 years, and before that she taught at elementary school, 6th grade. That was for a school term. But what happened? She did a 25 years at Carroll High, and she was talking about the students. She said she taught some great students, and but what happened? She said when it came to through the generations, she could see a change, and she knew then in 2010 it was time to retire. She taught there from 1985 to 2010 at Carroll High. a great school, and a school of had great reputation in Monroe, Louisiana. But she realized it was just time to go. She could see it changing the generations, and there are many others that came out of have. I knew I didn't want to be a teacher. I look at the coaches. And guess what? I think about a guy he's in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, Charles Smith at Peabody Magnet High School in Alexandria, Louisiana. He just won his 11th state championship. And you know what? He's still coaching, teaching math and algebra, and driving the children to the state tournament. And Coach Smith has been working there over 70 years. I said, gosh, how does Coach Smith doing? Going through all those generations of teaching those students and coaching them on the hardwood. I said, and he's like I say, he's in the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. He's in there with Michael Jordan, all these people. And I said this is amazing, because thinking of the people that he was around. During the time they've retired or they've transitioned from this life, and I said, just looking at the generation, I said, how does he hang on this long?
Mm-hmm. Well, I just gotten to the point now where I'm looking at education and saying, is it really worth it? And I think there should be a study that gives you some idea the amount of money that you can make with certain I guess with certain studies compared to the job infrastructure. They weigh out?
Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Is it worth spending that money for that degree?
Yep.
I don't know, but the question is, are the kids softer because they want a soft life, or are they smarter than we were, I guess? Because when I go to career days now, I'm hearing I want to be a YouTuber, a TikToker, a streamer.
They have influencers. Yeah.
Right, a game developer, a software engineer, an esports player.
They have esports.
Yeah. I'm really not hearing anymore. Doctor, lawyer. I do hear entrepreneur still. I do hear music, fashion, film, and art still. And
yes,
I do hear from the boys. I do hear a lot of football players, basketball players, things like that.
Athletes.
But they're not trying to do anything where they got to go to school for a long time.
Well, I give big props to St. Augustine's. They have announced that they are now doing classes within St. Augustine High School for NIL.
Oh yeah, NIL. That's the wild, wild west. And Ms. Bagneris, I know you're an attorney, and it'd be great for you and your husband to go and talk to him. They're getting this NIL money. I'm watching the NCAA tournament right now while I'm talking to you all. They're getting the NIL money in this transfer portal, and to let them know that, hey, you're getting this money, but let them know about about taxes and all these other things. That'd be a great thing you lecture them about, because money looked great, but there's always those taxes.
Yep. All right, Chuck. Thank you, my friend. Take care up
all
there
right.
in Monroe.
All right. It's always great conversing with you all. You all take care.
Same here, buddy. All right. Galloway.
Oh, man, give me something.
What you trying to get?
Man, whatever you got in your pocket, let me hold it.
You trying to get some money, bro?
No, man. I'm running a loan sharking business here this weekend anyway. It's NCAA tournament week.
Yep.
March Madness, and I want to give a shout out to the Southern women, to the Prairie View men basketball team, and Howard University men and women. Those are our 4 HBCUs. And what we do every tournament, we all put our money together, and winner takes all. But we do a big donation to whatever HBCU. So the winner pot is this year it's $2,000. So he takes that $2,000 and he donated to his favorite HBCU.
Okay.
So it's going to be a good time this weekend. A lot of lies going to be told. A lot of alcohol going to be drunk, crawfish and barbecue and all that other good stuff, man. But you're talking education, and I think one of the things we're missing with education is how our education has changed with the societal shifts. Remember, teachers, when we got them, no matter if they was in kindergarten or they was in 12th grade, there was an older group of teachers teaching. Our teachers have gotten younger. Our curriculum has changed so many times. No Child Left Behind, Common Core Math, teaching to the test instead of life learning lessons. I know when I became a teacher, you had, 18 months to pass all your certifications to become a teacher. While you were teaching, if you was that slow. So you got younger teachers that are not up to par with their education standards themselves becoming teachers. That's not everywhere, but it is a trend throughout the United States. You got a lot of teachers now that are actually messing with younger children, having relationships. What was it, Newman? That teacher, that French teacher, nobody ever thought about that this guy was sitting there messing with young girls 12, 13 years of age. And he was a French teacher and a tennis coach. Biloxi, Mississippi, not Biloxi, Harrison County. You just had a you just had a bus driver's aide. Basically, he tortured this 5-year-old special needs boy. They put him up on felony charges, but the little boy could only say a few little words. Wheels on a bus go round and round. They tortured that little boy so bad to the point where the little boy started acting out, started beating up on his teacher. The mama knew something was wrong. They rolled those cameras back. They basically had that little boy hogtied on the bus, on there.
Wow.
So you have horrible people within the system. I don't blame the children. I blame the elected officials who put this crazy curriculum together and having us trying to force feed these people, and I'm not afraid to say it, junk. That's what we're teaching these kids. That's why our kids don't know how to count, add and subtract, because it's called Common Core math. Our kids don't know how to read because of the curriculum. I told y'all before, go to the 3rd grade. That's what they judge your children on. The 3rd grade reading skills.
Yeah, see how many jail cells you're going to have to
Some
have.
of them have a difficult time counting money.
Because it's Common Core, Miss Suzette.
Yeah.
9 times 5 is 45, right? You cannot teach a child in today's school 9 times 5 is 45. You have to break it down the long way. Yep. It's horrible. You're talking to somebody who teaches in prison. So imagine these little what was in K through 12 that probably didn't graduate, come see me, and these kids have no reading comprehension skills at all. And I'm like, it's not their fault. It's what they're being taught, because we started when they started No Child Left behind Bill Gates and George Bush. Our education system has been going down since then. So it's a whole lot to go on. And I'm not saying every child is good, but if a child, think about it. If you know somebody right now with school children, ask them when the last time they looked at their children's homework. Most of them don't even have homework anymore, because the curriculum say don't give him homework. So, and I always tell people the greatest thing when it comes to education, if your child cannot see the board, and if your child is hungry, that child is not going to be able to learn. So you have to make sure their eyesight is correct and their stomachs is full. If those two things don't happen, that child is not going to learn. So it's a lot to go with it. But these younger teachers that have these months and years before they become certified, and you're in the classroom with your back to your students, writing on the chalkboard, I'm telling you, your kids are not learning. The teacher that's sitting behind the desk reading to those children, the children are not going to learn. Our kids cannot read because we do not teach them how to pronounce words when they are younger. You got to make these children stand up and read, and make the other children be quiet, because your turn is coming up next. We went away from that. When we all went to school, remember we had to stand up and recite the preamble? You don't do that no more. You better not make them children. I do it. I like I said, I work in a prison, so I do whatever I want to. We got to go back to the basics that what made us critical thinkers. Not what some program, some rich billionaire, or some Moms for Liberty saying that we got to learn. If we stay going the course that we're going right now, we're going to have a bunch of kids who want to be internet sensations without putting together.
Well, I think, too, Galloway, the thing that we have here in Louisiana, which I think is a shame, is that we have the pipeline to prison education here. And you got to remember that your child may not be able to cope with the other kids and get left behind. There is, and many of them are being left behind. And part of that really strikes me is that I don't think it takes Einstein to figure out your kids probably aren't doing well in class or in the curriculum that they're supposed to be doing well in because of the fact that it's hereditary. Your parents can't read. Your parents are having a problem with learning the information as well. So they don't have homework that they can sit down and have a conversation with their parents about or somebody in their household. Then you said something else that was critical, and that is feeding the child. It hurt my heart to hear that we got plenty of kids that the only time they get to eat is when they do go to school because they don't have any food at home. And then right after Katrina, and I don't know if we really paid attention to see if this changed or not, but right after Katrina, there were a lot of kids that were wanted to come back home because they had to leave, and they came back by themselves, staying in these homes that didn't have full walls. They had studs in them because of the fact that they didn't want to go and couldn't cope with being in other places. So they ended up raising themselves here.
And I'm glad you said that about housing. Your mayor, and this is a good segue, she has some new housing plan coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Who is on this committee? Who is going to invest in this? Where you going to get the money from? And my final question is, how can a family that only makes $39,000 afford to own a home? If you call our office, leave messages, nobody can answer that question. But this commission that you're setting up, and Gerard, this is my opinion only, this is just another way to say we're about to gentrify everything that we can.
Mm.
And like I said, if somebody can tell me her housing plan, how is it going to take somebody that's actually working 40, 80, 90 hours a week, how can you get that person to be a homeowner? I want to know. I'll get behind her and support her. But I know it's not going to go like that.
Mm.
Y'all better watch this lady. See how y'all combining schools down there? This school got to go to this school. One school has an A average, the other school has a C average. Now you're going to put these kids together.
You got to bring that up. We got to
Come
talk
on,
about
man.
that one. Because that's going to be, who is that? The Commodores and who else?
I forgot the name of the other school, man. But that's all
Frederick
in
Jackson
gasoline.
and Frederick Douglass and Kennedy are
merging.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on. And once again, this is what happens when you sit at home and don't vote.
I just think that we have gotten to the point where we're not really looking at the 20 years that we, from Katrina to now, what we went through to get these schools divided and started giving each one of them a grade, how much money it cost to build those schools, because all of them were either renovated or rebuilt. And now we're talking about, oh yeah, by the way, let's stop and let's get rid of some of these schools.
You know why they're getting rid of them? They're selling them off to build condos.
Right. So now you have, what is it, Frederick Douglass that got to go into Kennedy.
Mm-hmm.
And now no one has said anything about what happened in the Lower Ninth Ward with the high school of Martin Luther King. Brand new high school. We spent millions on these schools. 50 million here, 50 million there. And now you're talking about shutting them down? What are we going to do? Let those brand new buildings just sit there?
And nobody can tell me why. They always talk about participation, scores, this and that. Show me why this school has to go with this school. Show me the education grade that you've given them compared to these other schools, and not only in just Orleans Parish, compared to the other parishes. Because, see, somehow, somewhere, everybody thinks the problem with education is Orleans Parish. They got the worst of the worst. And I'm like, you look around, no, it's some very dumb schools in some other parishes around the state.
I agree.
They don't get this type of scrutiny. What you got is, and Gerard, I'm only speaking for Galloway. I'm not speaking for WBOK or anybody else. What you got is, Helena Moreno, I'm talking to you. You were put in place to do what Mitch Landrieu started, the gentrification process to make New Orleans white again. Y'all want to go back to the 1960 education style and the living standards of Orleans. Y'all black people go over here, us white people going to go over there. People, you can't tell me anything different. This woman has not stood up for black people not one time. Don't give me this about her giving some little black kid a tour of the Gallia Hall for a parade or whatever. I'm talking real economics. The hunt is on for us. 39,000 is our median income. The white people in New Orleans know what their median income is? 93,000. Mm-hmm. Now, how we going to fix that? Now, you talk about affordable housing. You talking about taking over these schools. And all these politicians, I don't care if you state, federal, or local, y'all are not seeing what they're doing in New Orleans. It's a slow process. They're going to cut you and gut you and stitch you and go tell you you're fixed and you ain't going to have no arms and legs and no eyes and ears. And they're going to tell you, get on out there and defend yourself.
Wow. All right, Galloway.
I'm telling y'all. Thank you, brother.
I appreciate you much, man. All righty. You want to take the break here? You want to take it? Okay. Sad, hold on. We're coming right back. We'll take a break in just a minute, y'all. More coming up.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat, sponsored by FidelityWealthManagement.com. The moment has finally come for Brianna Scurry. The iconic goalkeeper was a hero for the U.S. women's national soccer team back in the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup final. Her penalty kick save helped to vault her team to victory. But as an openly gay black woman, Scurry feels like the media and society at large wasn't quite ready to celebrate her achievements when they were happening. But as times changed, things got better for Scurry, and she started to gain the same sort of fame and notoriety that her peers got.
Now in society, it's not taboo to be out, and it's not taboo to be a player of color either. And also the fact that I did what I did and I became, essentially an iconic person over time. Now media is appreciating me more. I have a lot more sponsorships and partnerships.
Scurry recently partnered with financial services company Gainbridge as a brand ambassador. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Want consistent color for every job? Milo's Pro Rewards members get a 20% paint discount on future purchases after paint annual qualifying spend reaches $3,000. Plus, order eligible in-stock paint and paint supplies by 2 p.m. for free same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Improving is easy at Lowe's. Excludes spray paint and mist tints. More exclusions, terms, and conditions apply. Subject to change. Details at Lowe's.com/terms. Same-day delivery valid in select zip codes. Subject to driver availability. Details at Lowe's.com/same-day delivery.
Working as a dedicated Fidelity advisor, I always ask, what's important to you? I'll look at those priorities and goals alongside your full financial picture to build a comprehensive plan designed to help grow and protect your wealth. With proactive portfolio insights and an eye on taxes, I'm here to help you make the most of your money. I'm Laura Maxwell, and I'm a dedicated Fidelity advisor. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE, SIPC.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
The excuses have run out. In New Orleans, the failures of the Sewerage and Water Board are no longer occasional. They are, in fact, routine. Another major water line erupts. Streets flood. Property is damaged. And the response is as predictable as the failure itself. Explanations, deflections, and promises. We have heard it all before. Let's be clear. This is not bad luck. This is not unforeseen. This is what happens when a critical public system is allowed to decay in full view of those responsible for maintaining it. Pipes more than a century old are bursting beneath our streets. A power system built on outdated technology continues to falter. And a governance structure split between city and state has created the perfect environment for one thing above all else: a lack of accountability. Because when everyone is in charge, no one is in charge. We saw the warning signs in 2017 when a summer rainstorm overwhelmed a crippled drainage system. We saw it again during Hurricane Ida when failure of the power system nearly led to catastrophe. We've lived through boil water advisories, cyber attacks, and the looming threat of saltwater intrusion. And now we are watching the ground beneath us literally give way. So the question must be asked, not politely, but directly, just who the hell is responsible? Is it the leadership of the Sewerage and Water Board? Is it the mayor who leads the Utilities Board? Is it the governor and the state of Louisiana, which maintains control over this hybrid agency? Or is it all of the above? Because the people of New Orleans are paying the price in damaged homes, disrupted lives, and rising rates for a system that no longer delivers the most basic of public services: water, drainage, safety. This is not complicated. What is required now is not another study, not another promise, not another press conference with catchy phrases of concern. What is required is action, decisive, coordinated, and immediately. Full transparency, a clear chain of command, and a timeline the public can see and hold accountable. Anything less is simply managing decline. And in a city like New Orleans, where water is both a fact of life and a constant threat, managing decline is just not responsible. It is dangerous. So here is the bottom line. If this system fails again, and it will, no one should be allowed to say they didn't see it coming. The warning signs are no longer beneath our streets. They are erupting through them. And this time, the responsibility will not wash away with the water. So y'all come up with a plan, and damn it, do something with it. This is Norman Robinson off the top.
Hey WBOK family, Ryan Richardson here, host of Conversations with Ryan Richardson. Join me this Saturday live right here on WBOK 1230 AM, streaming worldwide on WBOK1230.com from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. as I welcome Dr. Ayana Mojica to the show. Dr. Ayana will be joining me to discuss tantric healing and helping men and women heal from sexual trauma and how mental health is affected due to this issue. Joining the conversation also will be Angie from the Sincerely Angie podcast and Miss Tanya Freeman. Please tune in, and thanks for your continued love and support. And remember, healing and recovery start with you.
Come celebrate the history, legacy, and culture of the African diaspora with the Congo Squares Rhythm Festival, presented by the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation on March 28th and 29th in Louis Armstrong Park. Don't miss 2 full days of live musical performances featuring Chawa, Zigaboo Modaliste, Big Sam's Funky Nation, and many, many more. A variety of food vendors, handmade works of art, and the return of the highly anticipated Class Got Brass competition. This event is free and open to the public. For more information, visit CongoSquareRhythms.com.
Well, Saints of God, this is Pastor David Impartan Sr. coming to you over the airways of WBOK, your favorite host of Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want to invite you to our show every Saturday from 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock p.m. That's Change Your Water, Change Your Mind. I want you to invite your family and friends to a broadcast that's designed to change your life, the way you think, the way you act, and what you eat. We want you to tune in every Saturday at 1 o'clock, WBOK, 1230 a.m. See you on Saturday.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month from the Community Scientist and Rise St. James. This month's focus is polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, or PAHs, formed when fuels like oil, gas, wood, or trash are burned. These chemicals can enter the air we breathe and settle into our soil and water. Many PAHs are known carcinogens, adding to the health burdens faced by communities living near industry. Learn how to protect your health at risestjames.org.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Welcome back. Thursday afternoon as you drive home, please drive with care. Do that here. The attorney extraordinaire is in the building, y'all. And said, you're on line 1. What's going on with you?
Hello, Counselor. Hello, Gerod, and to my fellow Purple Knight. Hello, Wick. I remember once upon a time when voter turnout here in the city was 65% for every election. Now we know what it is now. It has plummeted. In terms of murder education, if we can get together like we get together for a Super Sunday or for any other type of thing for education for your children, for our children, then maybe some things would turn around. You want to merge a A school with a C school. Well, then why are we not merging that A school with the school that was formerly known as Fauché? Isn't Lusher a school? Why don't you match them? Why don't you think about doing that?
So you
And
don't think the two schools should be merged?
I just want people to think. We're just accepting and taking anything.
So you don't think that they should be merged?
I don't think we should be taking things as they're dishing them out to us. But until we can come together collectively, which seemed like it would be in the year of 19 never or 20 never, our children are suffering. But if you're going to merge them with that school. Well, we know that school has the resources. Well, we know that school has the support. Well, we know that school probably will never close.
What, the
I
F
just
school?
want our people to think.
No, he's saying that the Willow School, which was Lusher, it's now the Willow School.
Okay, it's not
There's no talk of merging with that school. There's no talk of merging with Ben Franklin. There's no talk of merging with any school that is extremely diverse and considered a crown jewel and has a lot of alumni and family support and funding.
And I don't think that is Ben Franklin on the One app? I don't think they're on the One app, are they? I don't think they are. But
I just don't understand. Again, where are our leaders, civic leaders, political leaders, our clergy leadership, and we the ordinary citizens? It's just piss poor to say that this city is a city that's supposed to be rich in culture. Your culture is within you. It's your soul. It's your spirit. It's not you bug jumping. So we're just losing it, and our children are paying the price, and it's very sad to our children. I am a 53-year-old man to say I apologize that we're letting you down continuously. Y'all have a great day.
All right, Sid. Thank you, brother.
And this is months after Frederick Douglass High School received an A performance rating. It was announced that it's going to merge with Kennedy. So parents are seeking answers after learning, about this merger. And, and John F. Kennedy High School currently holds a C rating. So, his question is, why aren't you merging it with another school that has an A rating?
I don't know. I would think, now this is just me speaking as a parent of the lower grade. And if my child goes to a school and has a lower grade and has the opportunity to merge with another school, I would want my child to go to a school that they're going to merge with that has a higher grade. If I'm the lower grade school, because.
But what if you're the higher grade parent?
Again, yeah, that's I'm giving you the other alternative. But I would want my child to go to a school that has a higher grade. But what is that going to do to the school with the higher grade? Is that going to take them down? We don't know. Hey, Ron.
What's up, G-Man?
What's going on with you?
And, of course, Mr. Attorney Extraordinaire. You heard?
Yes, indeed.
How y'all doing, man?
Good, brother. What you got?
Well, first, shouts out to the Fatherhood Roundtable as well as the Hippie New Gun Club. I just want to say, well, G, you used to work in the jail, right? And they didn't mix wards inside the jail, right? You're not gonna have somebody from the 9th ward on the same tier with somebody from Air.
Right, you about to have a stabbing and a whole war going on if you do that on the same pod.
But you can't do that in the prison. But it's cool to do it when it comes to our schools, right?
Well, we've seen this before. This is nothing new. We saw this happen in Houston.
Most definitely. And exactly what we're saying right now, this is the plan they was trying to do before Hurricane America, a.k.a. Katrina. Katrina just only sped the process up, right? So these things are orchestrated before we even hear about it, way before it actually touched the news. This is majorly about the land grab, and like Galloway was saying, this is about gentrification, which is modern-day slavery. They're going to take and push all of us up. But what's crazy is that in Brother said, no, I love him dearly. But our so-called leaders, you don't think they see what's going on with this? But they sitting back being quiet because, and when you look at their campaign finance report, they're receiving money from the same people that keep us oppressed, who's actually behind the games what they playing when it comes to our schools in our neighborhoods. And then when MLK come next year, the MLK Day when they celebrated in the city or whatever, them same local leaders, so-called, gonna be marching through these gentrified neighborhoods, acting like everything is all good. You know, you have Congressman Troy Carter come on this radio station every Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everything is about Washington, nothing about the local stuff. And what's crazy about him is that throughout his whole legacy, once he finished with office, only thing he's gonna have to show of sustainability is gonna be a pool and a cutoff, and that is a shame. When you sit back and look at the community of LJ as a whole, where Troy Carter as well as Freddie King is from, that's a shame. It still look like Hurricane Katrina hit yesterday. But these brothers are in leadership, and they constantly pushing the ball down the road. And then when people like me call them out, you get people in the community that see what they're doing, but they want to keep certain things quiet, you know? And that's why when you look at the conditions of this city, even with Brother Norman Robinson was saying, right? When you look at all these potholes and these the crime, the miseducation, the constant poverty, these sinkholes, but yet you constantly keep telling us to come out and vote and vote and vote and vote and vote. But our support for the vote, we're not receiving that in return when it comes back to our community. Because if it was, look, we getting ready to commemorate almost 60-something years since Dr. King was assassinated. He's still fighting for the same things what he allegedly died for and was sacrificed for, along with all our great freedom fighters. So the math ain't mathing. I'm going to stop right there before I get too excited, man. Y'all take it easy, man. But we got work to do, man, because if not, we're going to have the same conversation next year, and the year after, and the election after, and so on and so forth.
All right, Ron.
I hear what you're saying, Aaron. I have to tell y'all, I am becoming very anti-political establishment, very anti-politician, because I am seeing what he's saying in action.
I wish I could get a busload of people that live here and take them to other places across the country so that they can see the difference in how we live in compared to someone that was probably in the same genre as we were in, but has shown progress. Because where I'm from in North Carolina was actually like New Orleans, not the same culture, so let's not get it twisted. But the progress that I've seen happen when I go home makes me sad, because I'm like, why come we not getting that type of progress? Somebody's doing politics correct up there. And I'm wondering how we're sitting back dormant with the things that we need to be able to say that, you know what, I want to have a better life too. I don't want to have the same streets that I had when I first moved here 35 years ago, and that's what it looks like. The school system, we spent millions, billions of dollars building these schools, and we're shutting them down.
You know what's changing? You know I'm about to say something very controversial.
Uh-oh.
Are you ready?
Come on.
The economic bracket of your politicians.
Yes.
So, I guess what is impacting my mindset, and I'm not begrudging these people for working hard and becoming successful, but what I'm seeing is a lot of your elected officials no longer live where they came from and now live in English turn. When I go home in the evening, I see them.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of your elected officials have utilized the opportunities that they learn about while they are in public office and the opportunities that come their way from people trying to get deals and get businesses going to start their own businesses, and they are on the come up. And they are now multitasking the business interests they have acquired while they were in office or while they are in office with their political positions. Several of your well-known politicians now have pieces of deals and ownership interests in several companies, and they are on the economic come up.
Yeah.
And using their position to be on the economic come up. So are they still fighting for the people who elected them in the first place?
All right, let's take Javernia. Javernia.
Hey, Gerod, how you doing?
Good, boss man. How you doing?
I'm good. And to your esteemed attorney partner there, you know, I'm listening to what you guys are saying, and I got a question. Has anybody done a money trail on the money that came through from Katrina?
We've been asking for
Billions
for
of dollars
years.
were supposed to come here that never made it.
Mm-hmm. We've been
But I go to
asking for
Baton Rouge,
that
and it looks
trail
like
for
they just
years.
got a handout. Yeah. So when I go to Baton Rouge, I'm looking around going, wow, look at all the infrastructure improvements. New Orleans looks the same. But Baton Rouge didn't have the kind of damage New Orleans had.
Right. But I got to look around and say the infrastructure, as far as infrastructure and what has supposedly been something that we can look at, you know, putting lights on a bridge is not infrastructure improvements to me. Infrastructure improvements to me would be, you know, why in the world have we sat around for so many years from one mayor to another, and we don't even have new, I guess, systems to go with the Sewage and Water Board? How come we don't have brand new turbines? They say turbines cost what, $30 million? Well, guess what? If I put one in the budget for each year that I'm in office, I would then have a whole new set of turbines. There's no questions happening as far as the Sewage and Water Board infrastructure money, as far as us putting together these new streets. Nobody's asking where that $1.7 billion that was left over out of the two, because if you remember, it wasn't too far fetched. I guess when Montano was here, because he came and sat in this building, in these chairs, and told us the reason why they were breaking up so many streets in the town, because they didn't want to lose the money, and they had put all these different things together and da-da-da-da. But where is a caption of, here's how we spent that money? I haven't heard it.
Exactly. And we're not going to hear it. I mean, you know, it's, 21 years now?
Right.
So, you know, that's almost like a lost cause, but why should it be? We're the ones that money was for. I know the rest of the state had some issues, but nothing like what happened in New Orleans. Now, that's just one issue. Another issue is, like you're saying, you're looking at the economic come up of some of the politicians that are, you know, have gotten into office. It's a standard almost. It seems like that's just what's supposed to happen, instead of you saying, hey, look, you know what? I'm going to turn away from your money because I know the strings that come attached with it. I'm going to trust my people. I'm going to stay with my people. I'm going to work with my people, and I'm going to get them to vote me into office without your money. That way I can service them like I'm supposed to. However, that's not what generally happens.
No.
Everybody needs money to run a campaign.
Well, the thing is, too, they are working for companies that do business with the city. Okay?
Isn't that a conflict of interest?
Yeah, so you have become a city council member, and then you get a job with a law firm that represents the city, or represents RTA, or represents the Sewage and Water Board, and you are a city council person. Or Entergy.
Or Entergy, yeah.
Okay, I mean, I understand that this is a side hustle, but should being on the city council be a side hustle? Maybe that's the problem.
Being on the city council, to me, is not a side hustle anymore, because of the fact that if you go back to, I think it was 5 or 7 years ago, one of the two, they took a vote. And that vote was about raising the amount of money that each one of them were getting paid so that they were in the 90,000, somewhere between 86 and 90,000 range.
Right. So shouldn't that be your full-time job?
That's your full-time job.
But it's not. I'm telling you, it's not. Some of these people who are on the city council work at other places and own other businesses, and being the city council person is the side gig.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting. I remember when Mayor Cantrell was in office, the budget went to, $1 billion.
Yep.
You got $1 billion budget, but you can't pay the people who are actually supposed to be representing the city to actually represent the city. I mean, the smaller cities around New Orleans are doing so much better with so much less. How is that possible?
Too many high rollers.
Look, hey, call a spade a spade.
And don't forget, we kind of called it out too. Not only just the high rollers, but you're putting people in office with these high salaries that don't have a clue on what they're there for.
What they doing.
They don't have the expertise needed. We called that out yesterday. All the expertise needed with just the sewage and water board. So, but Javerne, I gotta get myself out of here. He telling me I need to take my break. So,
all right, man. It's good talking to you.
All right, brother. Take care. All right, y'all. More coming up.
AURN News.
I'm Ebony McMorris.
If you adjust what has been the trend job creation over the past, let's say, 6 months, our staff thinks is the overstatement due to overcounting. Effectively, there's zero net job creation in the private sector.
That's Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell laying it out plainly during yesterday's Fed meeting where the economy really stands. The Fed held interest rates steady between 3.5 and 3.75%, signaling caution as inflation remains above its 2% target. But it's the labor market that's raising eyebrows also. Powell says once you adjust for what the Fed believes is overcounting in recent reports, job growth is essentially flat. He argues that may reflect a shrinking labor force driven largely by lower immigration and participation. Still, Powell warns of downside risk, and in rising gas prices up nearly $1 in recent weeks due to the war in Iran, Americans are once again feeling squeezed. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
New Orleans, are you ready for a voice that says what you're thinking? Who that, you might ask? Arrington Gavin. That's right, I'm your guy, host of the Arrington Gavin Show, giving you so much filled with bold opinions, real conversations, and zero sugarcoating. We're going to be diving into the issues that matter, politics, pop culture, and all the above, unfiltered and unafraid. Catch the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m., Monday through Fridays, right here on WBOK, what New Orleans is talking about.
New Orleans, the city of festivals and second chances. This is Mr. Rocky of Faithers in Jesus the Christ, inviting everyone to come to the table of grace. No matter where you are or what you're dealing with, guilt, bad habits, mistakes, or heavy hearts, Jesus still calls us his friend, and his grace is waiting for us. Tune in to WBOK, 12:30 a.m., or watch live on Facebook or Instagram. We'll reflect on his work on the cross, his resurrection, his ascension, and the hope of his return for we who that believe and have received him by faith. So join us at the table of grace, where mercy is fresh, forgiveness is real, and grace is served for people like you and me.
This is The Law and Your Legacy. I'm attorney Pete Hamilton.
I'm attorney Ryan Hamilton. Comparing the cost of will, successions, and trusts.
A will might only be a few $100s, but your family could end up paying more in legal fees.
Trust costs more upfront, but saves time, stress, and potentially thousands.
Think of it as paying a little now to avoid a big bill later. Smart planning means big savings for your family. This is not legal advice. That's just a tip brought to you by Liberty Bank and Trust. For more information, go to libertybank.net or contact us at 504-915-5016.
Life Care provides valuable whole life insurance to cover final expenses such as medical bills, burial costs, and unpaid debt. A final expense insurance policy is fast, easy, affordable life insurance that's available to anyone between the ages of 50 and 80. No medical exams, no lengthy questionnaires, and no waiting period. The application process is quick and easy. You can even apply without having to undergo a medical examination. Just answer a few questions and we'll do the rest. With the average funeral cost skyrocketing to $11,000 and Social Security only paying $255, you need simple, affordable peace of mind for you and your whole family. Don't leave behind unpaid expenses that, if left unattended, will burden your family tremendously. Benefits include a guaranteed premium that will never increase, a guaranteed cash value, and a guaranteed death benefit that can never decrease. To find out how you can get final expense insurance with a guaranteed lifetime rate lock, call LifeCare at 800-571-9955. That's 800-571-9955. 800-571-9955.
WBOK.
Better pay attention.
Powered by Cox Business. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. Right back at you. 504-582-9422. That's interesting conversation on today as we started off just talking about where we are as a community. I guess we started talking about the kids, and we started talking about the schools, and all of it kind of meshed together anyway. I still ain't got over the young man on the peeing out the window on the air conditioning unit, and the poor kids underneath thinking that it's raining outside.
You'll be telling that as a joke later, I'm sure.
Well, I had a joke already. You know, you laughed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Want me to tell it?
You already told it.
On air.
You told it on
I
air.
didn't tell it on air.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
You said that brings that whole phrase to a whole new light.
That wasn't what I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead.
You want me to tell it?
Go ahead, tell it.
I was saying no, because somebody online had wrote on there that we were talking about it, and they said that wasn't funny because that's going to end up being somebody's husband.
Oh, yes. Yeah, you did tell that joke, too.
But I didn't tell it on air.
Right.
So I said, it probably is. It's probably R. Kelly.
Yes, you did.
That's okay.
These are the jokes that go on in here.
You see him look up?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Go ahead. Say what you got to say because you done turned around.
You got his attention. It's interesting to me that whenever he says something crazy, that's
around.
when we get your attention.
We got your attention. What? Go ahead.
Oh, you had something you wanted to say with.
He turned around. You saw him turn around.
I had nothing to say.
Oh, okay. All right.
But did you get it?
Repeat that.
Huh?
Repeat that.
Repeat it? No, I'm not going to repeat it.
Oh, here we are. Anyway, we started off with a conversation of the St. Tammany Parish teacher who was arrested for putting Band-Aids on children's mouths. He ended up getting a $7,500 fine per
for
7
each
children.
child.
Yeah, for 7 children.
So that's what, $49,000?
Right, simple battery and cruelty to a juvenile. And then we talked about our youth, and we relived our PTSD of the discipline we received as children. We talked a little bit about that. And then we got into this conversation about the schools merging and the plight of our kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's how this whole day kind of came about.
Mm-hmm.
I told you that's how that was pronounced.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you know, the question I posed earlier is: are our children softer? Are the parents softer? Like, what's going on? Because you know, I grew up in a time of unstructured freedom where kids left home in the morning and returned only when the street lights came on, or when they were hungry or bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't come inside other than that. We didn't wear helmets when we rode bikes.
Nope.
We rode skates. Seat belts were optional in the car. Children frequently rode bikes barefoot, skated, or sat in the back of pickup trucks.
I was talking to my my cousin the other day. You know, my aunt used to come down to North Carolina. She lives in Virginia, in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and she picked me and my sister up and take us back. Her and her husband would take us back for the whole summer to stay on the beach. And they drove this big old station wagon.
Yep, we all sat in the back of the station wagon.
Do you remember the seat in the back of the station wagon?
I do remember. I used to ride in the back of my aunt's station wagon.
The back of the station wagon seat faced the traffic. And we ain't wearing no seatbelts.
No,
and I was thinking
not.
to myself, I was like, you know what? All it took was somebody to have an accident and run in the back of the station wagon. It would have killed us.
Absolutely. We also drank from the garden hose.
Yep.
That was common.
That didn't kill you.
That was your trusted source of hydration during the summer.
My grandmother used to lock the door and say, stay outside. Don't come inside.
Children also operated in packs back then, right? We were roaming the neighborhood. We used to jump the canal on bikes in New Orleans East, build forts, explore.
Thought you were Evel Knievel?
Absolutely. I fell short one time. My whole 10-speed bike ended up in the canal trying to jump behind my cousins. We without constant parent intervention, we learned how to solve our own problems. We had fights in the neighborhood and invented games, handled minor injuries and scrapes ourselves. We didn't run home for everything that happened because we didn't want to get in trouble for what we did to get the scrape in the first place, right?
Nope.
But today's child
doesn't go outside.
Today's child
doesn't want to go outside.
Want
to stay inside and play video games.
They're not very active.
Not active.
They are not very active. Today's child watches a lot of television, plays on the phone, plays on the video game,
and
kind of isolated.
And doesn't look up from their cell phone.
Does not look up from the cell phone.
So that's the life that we live right now. So I'm hoping that it changes.
Are we preparing them for resilience?
No. We are not.
Are we preparing them for conflict resolution?
No,
for problem solving?
No.
For when times do get tough and you have to be tough to handle them?
No. So I hope I answered all your questions. But we got to go. We got to get out of here, y'all. Before we go, don't forget, next Saturday, not this Saturday, but next Saturday is the big birthday party. And ladies and gentlemen, she's celebrating her birthday too. So come on out to 501 Verrett Street in Algiers. It is the birthday party of Suzette Bagnaris and yours truly at the Vault. We're going to be there from 8 until 12. Going to have some fun. DJ Polo.
504.
504. Going to be on the ones and twos. And a lot of people coming too. So I'm getting those calls.
Think about
now.
asking me, huh?
Huh?
You didn't even think about asking me.
Yeah, I thought about it.
Yeah.
See you later, brother. Have a good day. Hope everybody have a good goodbye.